going on, Jerome's? So, of course, we know that J.J. McCarthy is quarterback one of the Vikings, and that there's been some disparate opinions about what his value is going to be for the Vikings. Keeping the Lamborghini on the road, or are the Vikings just going to prop him up like Weekend at Bernie style, just drag his ass along? I don't know. But when it comes to this season, we have some thoughts about some jelly beans, right? And you see this a lot where they talk about the value of the player against the spread, right? And like if quarterback XYZ misses the game, etc. So let's say that a game between Team A and Team B, Team A is favored by 3. But all of a sudden, a quarterback of Team A is gone. And all of a sudden, the spread swings the other way so that Team B is favored by 3. So that means that the player beep, bop, 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 boop would be worth 6 points. That's kind of a big deal. Right? It's almost a touchdown. And Yahoo's 2025 NFL quarterback against the spread rankings. We'll get into the foundation for this in a sec, but just the numbers wise, Josh Allen. Also, it goes from starting quarterback to their backup. That also matters too. But Josh Allen at 1 with just under a touchdown, 6.98. Nice. So that means that if Josh Allen was out, the spread shifts almost 7 points. It's kind of a big deal. Mahomes up there too. Lamar Jackson, 6.65. Jalen Hurts, 6.31. Because Tanner McKee can't run the tush push the same way. They may as well just like throw him over the line of scrimmage, like Mike Leach wanted to do with a small player back in the day. Look it up. Joe Burrow, but the drop off to Jake Browning isn't so bad. You should have never cut me. 5.6. Then you got like C.J. Stroud 4.9 because Davis Mills and his 9-foot neck. Yeah. Dak and Joe Milton. I feel like Dak should be 0 because Joe Milton is the truth. That's all, man. Jared Goof, whatever. Well, should be 0 because a hooker is better than Goof anyway. Doesn't matter. Anyways, long story longer. Our guy Ben Fox, Vikings fan as well, talks about the background of this, and I always respect when they get the opinion of actual people who lay it on the line, right? Because if they're doing more than just like selling their picks and just like selling their service and actually put some jelly beans in play, I mean, their advice is legit. It's like getting stock tips from someone who actually has skin in the game versus a talking head on CNBC, like inverse Kramer. I love that. I love it, man. Anyways, as what Ben wrote. There's no doubt quarterback is the most important position in team sports, but just how valuable is each quarterback against the spread? It's an important question for bettors and bookmakers to answer so that when a quarterback is injured, they have a sense of how much the line should change. Outside of a handful of skill position players like Justin Freakin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, Saquon Barkley, only an injury to a starting quarterback is going to significantly move the point spread in the NFL. The jelly bean spread. And knowing roughly how much the line will move provide plenty of value for bettors who can get in early. Before the 2025 season kicks off, I spoke to 12 odds makers from 11 legal sportsbooks. All right, so who's the 12? Oh, 2 guys are probably from the same book. It'd be funny if one guy's just from an illegal book. You got Fat Tony in the alleyway. He's like, hey, what's the spread on Dallas? Spread if the starting quarterback and backup both healthy. We're playing at home against a league average team. I then took all 12 against the spread values, averaged them together, and ranked the starting quarterbacks from numbers 1 through 32. I also granted the odds makers anonymity to voice their opinions of quarterbacks. They were higher or lower than consensus. So I love this. Like people who are actually working in the industry and odds makers, probably put a couple jelly beans down themselves. Like they're actually in the game. Versus someone just sitting on the couch and spouting off their opinion. So J.J. McCarthy clocks in 25, and I get it. Like he's a complete unknown, like a Rolling Stone. And the question is, who's his backup quarterback going to be? as I choke and die, is it going to be Sam Howell? Is it going to be Brosmer? I don't know. This is what Ben wrote about McCarthy. McCarthy was one of the most polarizing quarterbacks to rank in the NFL as he ranged from worth a point less than Sam Howell to 5.25 more. So 1 point, 5.25. It's kind of great. From the Vegas odds maker that ranked him worse. Until he plays, I don't know how I can rate him better than Howell. I don't know. Have you seen Sam Howell? I wouldn't be surprised if he's a bust. Time will tell. You can say Howell isn't the best quarterback, but he's already started NFL games. Yeah, have you seen those games? And now, I've been pretty bullish on Sam Howell. That's how much he's disappointed me in this training camp. Or maybe it's just Maybe it's just Florida's defense, right? That anonymous Vegas odds maker was Ohio State alum. Probably not, but who knows? From another, there was a point when Howell was the starter in Washington, and that was leading the league in passing yards. Any quarterback that can be halfway decent will be better under Kevin O'Connell. Maybe JJ has a 1-point edge, but until we see any of those other guys can flourish in that scheme, I don't think at that point there's much of a difference, which is kind of fair. Actually, it isn't so much a demerit on McCarthy as it is props to Kevin O'Connell, right? And also, Howell's, Howell put up numbers with Washington 2023 because they're always playing from behind. It happens. Other odds makers thought the infrastructure in Minnesota would help to boost McCarthy and thought his ceiling was much higher than Howell's. I think McCarthy is going to be really, really good in this offense with weapons all over the place. You've seen what Kevin O'Connell has done the last few seasons with Sam Darnold and making Josh Dobbs a competent quarterback. So I feel like it is part and parcel there, but given the quality of the players around J.J. McCarthy, as well as having Kevin O'Connell in his corner, like maybe that works against him because it's just like, okay, we can basically slap anyone in the driver's seat and we'll be good to go. But until McCarthy shows up that he is the guy, and then there will be some separation there. Actually, as of right now, it's like Brock Purdy syndrome. It's like, you just put anyone in there when the 49ers offense was good before they had to break it up because they paid Brock Purdy. It's kind of funny. And the juiciest piece of this is about Rodgers. Because even though we're already in training camp, it just seems Diana Rossini and Colin Cowturd just won't give up the goat. They're just like, Rodgers could have made the Vikings so much better. The Vikings should have done their dumbasses. Blah, 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 blah. Just admit you got used like a sock puppet by the agent. It's okay. It's okay. Why was The Athletic the only outlet reporting Rodgers to the Vikings? How come ESPN, Fox Sports, Yahoo, any other news outlet TBD was like, how come they weren't in on it? Yeah. But this is great. Biggest faller, Aaron Rodgers, minus 1.55. Now, in his heyday, Rodgers was probably worth the touchdown. Sure, but down to 1.55. And that really says more about Mason Rudolph than it does about Rodgers. Odds makers weren't quite sure what to make of Rodgers' move to Pittsburgh, as he enlisted one of the widest ranges of values for any player, ranging from half a point more value than backup Mason Rudolph is 6.5 points more value. I want to wager jelly beans at the sports book of the guy who said 6.5. Or maybe just a Mason Rudolph hater. Like maybe he's an Oklahoma alum and he hated Mason Rudolph from his time at Oklahoma State. Don't know. I remember this last year with the Packers. It looked like something was wrong. That's because he was ass. Thank you. Like the Packers became a running team, Rodgers, last year in Green Bay, not because A.J. Dillon and Aaron Jones were ripping the cover off the ball, but because he literally could not throw. And he literally would not listen to the in the offense. He was just awful in that last year in Green Bay. See, this is why I trust odds makers more than pundits, because odds makers actually have their ass on the line, right? Cowherd can just say things to say things. It's ridiculous. There's no accountability. His thing was to throw the ball short so he didn't get hit. That was his main concern. He was a smart runner in his prime, just able to do things that he's unable to do now. He's a quarterback manager right now. It's what the Steelers do with all their guys. Whew. Many odds makers note an adjustment downward with Rodgers' subpar season last year with the New York Jets. And the Jets, again, took $40 million dead against their cap to make him go away. It's beautiful. The Jets. One odds maker, I was still giving him the benefit of the doubt going into the season. If you're a bookmaker and you do that, I feel like you're going to be out of business. What's the reality of now versus what used to be? Yeah. And while he looked okay at times, he didn't look like the Rodgers of old at any point last year. Oh, but his stats are similar to Josh Allen. All right, so tell me with the straight facts that you would take Rodgers over Josh Allen if you had one big-time game. Okay. 1 more year older, it was time for a downgrade. Another, I don't think there's this huge difference between him and Rudolph and what they're worth at this point in Rodgers' career. That one was good. That one's like Rodgers and Mason Rudolph. Same. It's a Spider-Man pointing mean. It's great. Third was a little harsher. I think Rodgers has fallen off the cliff completely. His play wasn't great in New York, and he goes to a worse offense in Pittsburgh. That's the thing, too. Like, all of a sudden, the Steelers are seen as these Super Bowl contenders when there was legitimate talk before Rodgers joined up, before the trade for Ramsey Jonnu Smith, that this was the worst Steelers roster in the Tomlin era. How did things change? Plus, I love that Rodgers signed up with the Steelers and their Super Bowl odds futures stayed exactly the same. Because Vegas always knows. They always know. Rudolph has experience playing under Mike Tomlin as well, so I don't think there is a significant drop off. It's great. It's great. Also, again, I want to wager this guy's book. The Oddsmakers, who had Rodgers at 6.5 points more valuable, had a sunnier disposition when asked about Rodgers' potential this year, saying in an email, even at this stage in Rodgers' career, there is still a large disparity between him and Rudolph. So it actually says more about Mason Rudolph. The four-time league MVP landed with a stable organization. Again, what does 2020, 2021 have to do with now in 2025? Who wrote this? Like one of Rodgers' family members? Well, actually, probably not. Because it was F that guy. Yeah. The stable organization that I believe will provide him the opportunity to turn back the clock a bit and regain the impressive play that we've witnessed from him so often over his career. No. I mean, Steelers offensive line, going to be thrown to what? Roman Wilson? Hey, J.J. McCarthy doesn't get enough credit for his passing stats in Michigan. Yes, they're truncated, but his number one receiver during that time was like Cornelius and Johnson and Roman Wilson. It's not like he's Johnny Football thrown to Mike Evans back at Texas A&M back in the day. My God, not wrong. But anyways, like, just for, I know we're harping on this, but just for schnitz, just because this is like flared up recently because of no. It's okay. Eventually, McCarthy will be up there, with the Josh Allens, with the Mahomes, with the Lamar Jacksons of the world, being worth the touchdown. And that's not to say that it's because the quarterback is bad, because J.J. McCarthy, he has the next 3 years of his rookie deal plus a fifth-year option to prove that he can be the guy that carries the team, because that's the progression that you want. A rookie contract, you surround him with the Avengers, and you win games with him. You can win a Super Bowl with him. And then eventually, once you got to pay your quarterback, and everything, all the players around him are either cheaper veterans or you need rookies to step up, you win games because of him. You win Super Bowls because of him. All right, so hopefully that'll be the case for McCarthy. But we'll see. Anyways, your thoughts are thoughts. McCarthy ranked number 25 for spread value by Oddsmakers, Jelly Beans, all that stuff. Let us know your thoughts. Our thoughts, comment section. You guys are the best to do. Skull Production Value.